You are watching a special presentation from Tinkle Group Gaming. Hello guys, and welcome here to the Jello Cup Series. We've made it. It's race number 26 here today from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The regular season finale. Today we present to you the Big Machine Vodka 400 at the Brickyard. Hello guys, I'm Brian here in the booth with you. Starting from the pole today will be Brittany White in the number 26, and to her outside will be the 48 of Austin Shaw. Both of them need a win, or need something drastic to happen in order to make the playoffs. Of course, as we get going, let's show you on your screen what the playoff scenario looks like as of right now. Of course, entering this race, we've only got one spot open to a non-winner this season. Currently that is held by Scott Upton in the number 5. But one thing to note, he's only got a 2-point advantage coming into Indy today. And another thing to note, this is a double points race. So even more critical as we get going here. Of course, the final double points race of the season. And another thing, of course, as we get going, you notice, or you may have noticed those 4 at the bottom of the win chart. Of course, Max Anderson, Noah Swell, Zach Fitzwater, Kyler Anderson. Their fate is going to lie in the hands of Dylan Ibrahimian. Of course, he is going to be a guy to watch in this race, because Dylan Ibrahimian, he starts in the top 10, but keep in mind he's 39 points out of the top 30. He has 6 playoff points. That could bump one of these guys if we get a new winner from inside the top 30. And of course, the other factor that could change it is if Ryan Durante wins the regular season title. So if that happens, we get a new winner, and Dylan Ibrahimian gets in the top 30. Someone like Zach Fitzwater, like Max Anderson, Kyler Anderson, or Noah Sewell could be the one to get bumped from the playoffs. That will bear watching as we get going. Of course, the other thing to note, you may have saw knockout qualifying results at the beginning of this video. Steve Morgan and Aubrey Scott. Of course, we talked about Aubrey Scott in the knockout qualifying session. He is mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, even if he did make the field here today at Indy. So regardless, he was not going to be able to make the playoffs. But for Steve Morgan, of course, a DNQ here at Indy, that solidifies his fate as well. So Dylan Ibrahimian is the only one outside of the top 30 that even remotely has a chance of making the playoffs. Okay. The other thing to note, 4 drivers are going to be battling for the regular season championship. Of course, one of them is the guy who's led most of the way, Ryan Durante in that number 47. He's going to have a lot of work to do in this race, of course, starting toward the back today. He has a 47-point advantage, an ode to his number, over the 38 of Michael Collins. Of course, the defending Jello Cup Series champion, he will be in the playoffs and will end that streak of defending champions missing the playoffs in their title defense season. Reggie Fogelman is also still alive in it, and he is currently the guy to beat this season, but he starts in 40th, so he's going to have a lot of work to do if he wants to win the regular season title. He's going to need some pit strategy to go his way. He's going to need a lot to go his way. And then, of course, the number 19, Mohammed Zain Abdullah, is still mathematically alive. He's probably in the worst shape of those 4. I believe he's 65 points out, but again, with the double points here today, still mathematically alive for the regular season championship. But again, all eyes are going to be on that 16th spot. Who will claim it? Will Dylan Ibrahimian sneak into the top 33 and close the deal? could a go or go homer, or even one of the part-time drivers that are in the field today play spoiler and ruin a shot for, of course, a big point swing entering the playoffs. Again, double points at stake, and that includes double playoff points. But again, we will see what happens as we get going here in the Brickyard 400. Let's roll the intro, and when we come back, the starting lineup in the green flag here in just a moment.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Here we go, the car's going down the backstretch. The starting lineup will be on the left-hand side of your screen as we get going here for the Brickyard 400. Again, the final race of the regular season. As always, we will have a special post-race show to tell you who will make the playoffs. But I do want to remind you, of course, please do not spoil in the Discord or in the comments who advances to the playoffs. Again, it could dictate whether you or your drivers make it in. I meant to do that in the pre-race. Of course, we did that public service announcement at Delaware. But anyway, they come down the front stretch. The pace car is off. Brittany White, Austin Shaw, both of them looking to deliver their manufacturer's first victory as the green flag is out here at Indy. The captain's man up to second. Of course, keep in mind this track is now Penske owned. So there's a little bit of more pressure for someone like Mitchell Collins and Trevor Collins in the 12 to win, and of course Dylan Young in the number 2. For the lead, here goes the 12. Nate Rattray behind, and keep in mind, again, that's not what Scott Upton wants to see, as Trevor Collins will lead the opening lap here at Indy. Battle for the lead. That's the 10 of Nate Rattray. He'll take it away. Already a lot of passing up front. See Scott Upton moving up the grid. He's now trying to set his sights on Tyler Michael Rich in the number 36. And again, all eyes going to be on that 5 because, again, he's currently in on points, but with someone like Nate Rattray leading, that puts him out. So as of right now, Scott Upton out of the playoffs if this race ended right now. Trevor Collins backs off a little. The lead up to almost 4/10 of a second. As mentioned, we kick off the playoffs next weekend with the Goodyear 400 at Darlington. We then go to Road America and Gateway. That will make up the round of 16. And then we go to the round of 12, where we'll go to Bristol. And then our final 2 road course races of the season at Watkins Glen and the Charlotte Roval. That's all coming your way here on Tinkle Group Gaming. The lead is swelled to about a second. Scott Upton now up to 3rd. Keep an eye on the 5. Again, though, with Nate Rattray leading. This hurts the number 5. And again, if Nate Rattray wins, this is the only way Nate Rattray can make the playoffs. He needs to win. And if he does win, he's in. Again, double points, double playoff points. So if he wins, he'll have, for those who don't watch this series very often, or are watching for the first time, there are 4 double points races, and they're the 4 marquee events: the Daytona 500, the Coca-Cola 600, the Southern 500, and the Brickyard 400. As the caution is out, Mitchell Collins involved in a wreck. His day is over, and that will put an end to his run. Oh, Reggie Fogelman as well. That'll put an end to both of their chances at the regular season title. We'll stay with you to be sure no one pits, or to show you pit stops. But again, I want to just stress, for those who don't watch this series very often, again, 4 double points races: the Daytona 500, the Coke 600, the Southern 500, and the Brickyard 400. Those races are all double points races. And of course, to go with the double points goes the double playoff points. So again, a win not only solidifies you in, but so basically a win at any of those 4 events will automatically lock you in to the playoffs. A little bit of an incentive to win the marquee events, on the 4 marquee events on the schedule. But of course, the big mark next to it is you have to be in the top 30 at the conclusion of the season, as Nate Rattray will lead a group down the pit lane for our first cycle of stops of the day. And the whole pack coming down. You see Mitchell Collins, and again, his day just about over here at the Brickyard, which will put an end to his run for the regular season title. So now it's going to be between Ryan Durrani and between Ryan Durrani and Mohammed Zain Abdullah, as Scott Upton plays strategy. and he will win the race off the pit lane. An issue for the 10. It's going to drop him way back. The Season 6 champ is now the race leader. Let's go see what happened. Tyler Fade and Mitchell Collins, they get together coming out of 2. And it pushes the 16 well out wide into the wall, into the 22 and the 47 as well as the 21 of Tim Randolph. You see those two able to save it. And then Ryan Durante just trying to get the car straight. He goes down and hooks Mitchell Collins, who collects the 31. And from there, you just see everything unfold. Oh, Mitchell Collins gets hit by the 40, or by the 14. So all those involved in, or all of those battling for the regular season title involved in that, except Mohammed Zain Abdullah. He squeaks through it unscathed. So he's the only one that's battling for this regular season title that escaped unscathed. But again, still a lot of work to do. Still a lot of racing left. As we'll be back with the green in just a moment. You know, at first glance, you might look at these DNFs and say, man, those two are in trouble. I don't think they're going to be good in the playoffs. You know, but here's the thing. Of course, it takes them out of the regular season title, but it does not take them out of playoff contention. Of course, those two are locked in, Mitchell Collins, Reggie Fogelman. But boy, it will take a toll on them, as they were hoping to add to their playoff point totals at the end of the day. Roberto Crown Jr. a lap down. He's essentially done with the damage, which will put an end to his playoff hopes here today. Scott Upton, Austin Shaw, Charles Sanford, Keith Stevens, the Daytona 500 winner, and then Trevor Collins. That is your top 5. Again, Scott Upton, Austin Shaw, we're going to have to keep an eye on those two. They are both trying to make the playoffs with a win here today. As the green flag flies, we're back underway at the Brickyard. Again, Austin Shaw, Scott Upton, they both need a win. I mean, Scott Upton, as of right now, is in on points if Charles Sanford does get around him, but a win would certainly solidify him in. As you see there, battle for the lead. Sanford will take it away. 2 versus 4, and 4 is winning because I believe Charles Sanford pitted for 4 tires, and look at him check out. This may go down as a strategy that did not pay off for Scott Upton. But on the bright side, again, Sanford has already won a race this year, so it will not impact him in terms of the playoff hunt. The guy he needs to be concerned with is that number 15, who is not in the field. Or, I'm sorry, the number 51. My mistake. I forgot. Joey Trickle moved to the 51. But yeah, Joey Trickle is the one he needs to be concerned with. Again, that is a guy who can run him down for the regular season, or I'm sorry, for the final points paying playoff spot. Brittany White is the other, the pole sitter. Trying to scroll through, see if I missed anybody. Noah Sewell, of course, is one of the final ones with a win, but he is not one of the ones racing in on points. The 17 of Allie Rain is. That's another one that could challenge Scott Upton for the final points paying playoff spot. Jessica Strauss is the other in the 41. And she's running in 7th. But again, those drivers pitted for 4 tires. Scott Upton changed 2. So he's a sitting duck right now. As Charles Sanford has just pulled away. With now a 3-second advantage. And those guys behind, they are hoping for a caution. Look at those lap times. They are atrocious. Here's a battle we need to keep an eye on. 17, Allie Rain, the 5 of Scott Upton. And keep in mind, dead ahead is Allie Rain's teammate, Keith Stevens. So you know Keith Stevens is going to do everything he can to keep that 5 behind. Here goes Allie Rain. Allie Rain 15 points back of Scott Upton. She has to beat him by 7 positions, and now I believe 8 with the point or with the lap led bonus points that the 17 just got. Here comes another Ford, the 12. And Brittany White closing again. Brittany White is 28 points out as of right now. To the 5. You can tell Scott Upton just going backwards at this point. These drivers are all going to need a caution if they want any shot at Charles Sanford right now. Again, Joey Trickle in the 51. He's in 13th. That's going to bear watching. The 500 winner from last season. Again, he's in 13th. Scott Upton has fallen all the way back to about 7th, maybe 6th now. One guy that's been climbing through the field since the restart, that is the 44 of Parker Smith, last season's winner at this race, and one of the part-timers in the field. He's now up to 5th. He's going to move up to 4th now. This NY Racing team, they are going to bear watching here in the closing stages. Again, Parker Smith won this race last season, and he's now a threat here today to pull off the upset. Dylan Young is climbing up through the field as well. And there it is, the battle for the final playoff spot. Again, Joey Trickle, he needs to beat Scott Upton by 2 positions. And here comes Scott Upton. Joey Trickle now in at the moment. Charles Sanford is also in. Battle for the lead, Parker Smith, Trevor Collins. Here goes the 44, looking for the lead. Will they pit this time? The leader came in the last time around. And yes, they will. This 26 is going to stay out, as will the 25 of Dan Hummel. So Brittany White and Andretti Autosport to the race lead here at Indy. Keep in mind, Brittany White, Dan Hummel, both battling to make the playoffs. And Brittany White would be in as of right now with the 16th spot. Dan Hummel needs a win in order to get in. He could very well get in on points. It would be a miracle, but it's not out of the question. And here come the rest of the leaders. There's the 48. Alexander Rowe is in. There's Dylan Ibrahimian. Brittany White all the way down to that first pit stall. Excuse me. You see how far Charles Sanford is ahead of the 17. Again, if Allie Rain wins, that bumps Scott Upton. And if Dylan Ibrahimian climbs into the top 33, that could also bump someone like Zach Fitzwater or the 77 of Kyler Anderson. That's another position that's going to bear watching. As you see, the 26 is off, and Charles Sanford will cycle back around to the race lead. But it's not as big of a lead this time. You can actually see the 17 in the mirror. These guys will have one more stop. More than likely. And this battle for the lead is about to get real interesting. A 5-second lead erased on pit road. Allie Rain is right there. And she's closing quick on the 99. Battle for the lead. Down the backstretch. And Allie Rain will take over the race lead here at Indy. Again, a win puts Allie Rain in. We check in on the 5 of Scott Upton. He has fallen behind Joey Trickle. Joey Trickle's trying to get one more position. That would put him ahead of the 5. But again, with how far those two are back, I think even Allie Rain would get in on points as of right now. Even if Charles Sanford was leading the race. This time by, we come to 10 laps of racing to go at Indy. Can Allie Rain hang on? Look who's in third, by the way. I know we're a little delayed. But that 44, Parker Smith, keep in mind again, Parker Smith, the defending winner of this race, he is a part-timer. A win by him will do nothing except rob the regular drivers. It'll do nothing but rob the series regulars of playoff points. Now the battle for third, Trevor Collins and Parker Smith. Trevor Collins takes third. Charles Sanford has lost a lot of ground, and Roberto Crown just went another lap down. Michael Collins now in the top 10. And I made a mistake earlier. I said it was Mitchell Collins. My handwriting is so bad. But it's Michael Collins that's in the battle for this regular season title. Where is the 47? In 28th. Keep in mind it's a 40-point swing right now. And if this 38 can keep making up ground, he might just have a shot at it. And a good day going for the 4 back there as well. That's Zach Fitzwater. He's battling for 11th. And again, he needs a good points day. He's in the playoffs with a win, but he's only got 5 playoff points. So he needs a good result today, assuming another driver wins and that 18 squeaks in the top 30. But I don't think we have to worry as much about that, because look how far the 18 is back. We're coming up on final stops very, very soon. But again, all eyes on this 38, the defending champion looking to take the points lead at the conclusion of this race. But again, still a long ways to go. Again, 9th place versus 30th and losing ground. So down to 31st now goes the 47. Oh man. Michael Collins entered this race only 40 points back. About 40 to 45. He needs a few more positions. And that could bump Ryan Durante out of the playoffs. And again, if that happens, then all eyes will be on the 51 of Joey Trickle and the number 5 of Scott Upton for that final spot. Or actually, no wait. That won't matter, because if Ryan Durante gets bumped from the points lead and Allie Rain wins, there's still one position up for grabs by points, and Ryan Durante is well ahead of those two in the points. So Ryan Durante might just lose the 15 playoff points if nothing else. As you see, the final cyclist stops with 5 to go. Again, so much that can play out here in these final 5 laps. It's so tough to keep track of. Without, we don't have the computers that ESPN, NBC, and Fox all have when it comes to racing to tell you what the gaps are. So it's all done by what lack of brain I have, according to my parents. But here we go. We come to 4 laps of racing to go. Michael Collins did stay out the extra lap. Will he continue to try to stay out? And what would benefit him is nothing more than a potential caution. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't, because Ryan Durante still stayed out. So the deal is, Ryan Durante knows, unless Dylan Ibrahimian climbs into the top 30, he knows he's safe. He would just lose all of his playoff points. Dan Hummel to the lead, coming to 3 to go. Could this be the weekend for Subaru or Honda? Neither of them have been to victory lane this season. Neither of those manufacturers have a driver representing them for the playoffs at this moment. Could it be the day? And again, a caution would benefit them greatly. But at the same time, it could hurt them. As the top 4, you see there, all ahead of the 25. And here comes the 25 with 2 to go. As will the 26. And while it was a great thought, it didn't work out. And again, they could have used the caution and a potential overtime to help them out. And you see it's going to be fuel only for the 25. He's out and away. Clean too. Now this will bear watching. Again, the long drive down the pit lane. Where's the 17? Through 3 and 4 right now. I don't think this is going to bode well for Dan Hummel, because he still has to drive down the access road. The thing that would have helped him is the caution right there, because it would have given the 25 the race lead. There it is. Allie Rain to the race lead once again. But Dan Hummel might come home in second. But again, second doesn't matter for the 25 right now. And the bigger question is, where is the 38 after that cycle? He's fallen back all the way outside of the top 10 to those who took fuel only. I don't think he's going to get there. White flag, 1 lap of race and go, presented by Mitchell's Memes. Allie Rain, a 2-second advantage over Dan Hummel and Brittany White, the 2 that needed to race in. And their hopes out the door right now, unless something drastic happens. And Allie Rain, through 3 and 4. She needed a win to make the playoffs. Even a good points day would have helped if no one else won that hasn't won already. She's been out of the series for 4 seasons, and Allie Rain makes a splash in a big way. She's going to the playoffs. She wins at Indianapolis. How's about that? A big-time splash by Allie Rain. And Allie Rain has put the 17 into the Jello Cup Series playoffs in a walk-off fashion, winning here at Indianapolis. Michael Collins bounced back for 8th, but what matters is where did the 47 finish? In 30th. I believe it's going to be 1 point that separates these two for the regular season title. Ryan Durante might have just barely hung on. We'll find out in a few moments, but we know one thing's for sure. Allie Rain is in. I imagine Dylan Ibrahimian is not. But again, we'll find out for certain in 15 seconds. Let's show you your results. We'll be back here on Tinkle Group Gaming in just a moment. Hello guys and welcome back to the Jello Cup Series post-race show here on on Tinkle Group Gaming, my mistake. Congratulations once again to Allie Rain, the walk-off victory to make the Jello Cup Series playoffs. Let's kick it off by looking at the standings, and we had noted the battle between Michael Collins and Ryan Durante in the final laps. Well, guess what? I said it was 1 point. I was only a couple off. It was a 3-point difference, and Ryan Durante is the regular season champion and will be locked in with the 15 playoff points that come with it. He also has 1 playoff point from earlier in the year. So congratulations to Ryan Durante and that JTG Doherty team. Of course, downsizing to 1 team this year, and it's clearly paid off for him. Of course, the tough break, though, goes to the driver, that number 26, Brittany White. Of course, 23 starts, but she had the best average finish in the regular season of all the full-time drivers, with an average finish of 15th. So unfortunate, but this series does not reward consistency, it rewards victories. If you want to be competing for the playoffs, and for Andretti Autosport, it will be back to the drawing board for them. Take a look at the playoff grid now on your screen. This is how the points will look for the 16 playoff drivers entering Darlington next week. Of course, congratulations, Reggie Fogelman will be the points leader, despite finishing last today at Indy. And then, of course, Ryan Durante, Allie Rain, Dylan Young, Mitchell Collins, Keith Stevens, Muhammad Zain Abdullah, Trevor Collins. Michael Collins, the defending champion, has ended the streak of defending champions not making the playoffs to defend their title. He will be the 9th seed in the playoffs. Charles Sanford, he will be the 10th seed. The 11th seed belongs to Jessica Kinghart. The 12th seed belongs to Tim Randolph. 13th will be Max Anderson. 14th, Noah Sewell. 15th, Zach Fitzwater, the guy who has the most Jello Cup Series victories all time at 10, and he will be the 15 seed after missing last season. And Kyler Anderson, another one of those rookies, first season, first playoff appearance. 5 rookies in the playoffs. This should be very interesting. Of course, we mentioned Allie Rain, her first season in 4 or 5 seasons, and she's in the playoffs. So congratulations to her. Congratulations to her on the victory as well. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you back here next weekend when the Jello Cup Series takes on the Darlington Raceway. Until then, goodbye everyone.